Hey, everybody. It's Shelly with Knit Stars.
Hello.
And a whole bunch of other awesome stars. I'm so glad you guys are joining. We'll give everybody a second to pop on. Yes, Stephanie, we are live. We are live now. So we're live on the Knit Stars Facebook page and YouTube. And we are going to have a really good time. We're trying a new format tonight. So I'm really excited. And let's see. We have a bunch of stars I'll introduce to you in just a second. Got some background noise too. I'm not sure where that's coming from.
It's like an echo.
Yeah, it's an echo.
Oh, it's the echo of me. So, okay, we'll mute. Maybe we don't have that. Everybody wants to mute. Oh, it's the echo of me. So, okay, we'll mute. Mute. Hey, everybody coming in. So everybody who's popping in, I'd love to see, while we're getting all our little tech glitches worked out, I'd love to hear where you guys are from. I see Nancy in North Carolina. My daughter is in school. So tell us where you're from, because we now have Knit Stars owners in more than 50 countries around the world, which is amazing. And we probably have others watching this too that aren't yet Knit Stars owners all over the place. So hi, everybody. Let us know where you're from in the comments. And while you're doing that, we might have some people who don't know what Knit Stars Masterclasses are. So I will just tell you very quickly, Knit Stars is a Masterclass event that we have every year where we fly all over to at least 10 stars, this year 11 stars, all around the world. And we put together little documentary videos and workshops, Masterclass workshops with your favorite knitting stars, all kinds of stars, designers, dyers, thought leaders. And then we roll those out in a series of masterclasses starting this year on October 31st. The first one will debut. And everybody goes through it together, and then you own it, and you can watch them whenever you want to. And we have also an amazing community that goes with that. And there's yarn, which I'm going to get into here in just a little bit. We have signups open right now for Knit Stars Season 6, as well as all our previous seasons are on sale. And how you sign up for those, you can go to knitstars.com, but what we prefer is that you go through one of the stars that you see here, or whoever your favorite knit star is, through their Instagram or their social media, and sign up through their personal affiliate link, because they get a commission when you do that. And so I would love, if you are watching and you haven't signed up for Season 6 or our previous seasons, if you would do that. It's going to be a really fun time. I think it's going to be our greatest season so far. I say that every time. And also, I want to let you know there is a coupon code. We've kept this private. It's only been announced in emails, but since this is kind of private-ish, and since you're here on this webinar and sign-up's close tomorrow, I'm going to tell you there is a coupon code. It is KnitStars21, all caps, all one word, and it will take $30 off your sign-up for Season 6. Again, you want to go through one of the stars if you can. And the previous seasons are on sale already for $1.99 each. And so you can, the coupon doesn't work for those. But anyway, that's a little, because you're here, I wanted to share that with you. All right. So let me, without further ado, introduce our stars. Super excited. Okay. We have, first of all, Adella Colvin from Lola Bean Yarn Company. Hey, Adella. Oh, can I unmute you? Let me see if I can unmute you. You can unmute you.
What about now?
You're muted. You're unmuted. Hey.
Okay. Hi.
And Adella is a surprise star. She's our first ever cameo knit star. And she's going to be appearing in Vincent Williams from Vesuvio's Crafts Knit Stars workshop. So yes. I'm really glad you could join us, Adella.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And we are expecting Vincent also to join. We have a couple of stars here who are taking a break from their day job to be with us. So I really appreciate that.
There he is.
Like, now talk about on cue.
Hello.
Hi, Vincent. How are you?
Doing well. Good to see all of you.
Thank you for making it. You're even on your beautiful set.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, let me zoom in the door, plug in the phone.
I'm glad you made it safely. Thank you for making it safely. Yes.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here. Yeah. And then another one who's taking a break from his day job is Louis Boria, Brooklyn Boy Knits from Season 6 as well. Hi, Louis.
How are you?
Doing great. Glad you could make it.
Yeah. And decided to come to the conference.
What was that?
I said I took a break in a conference room, so hopefully nobody nurses and stuff.
Okay, we caught part of that. You're kind of cutting it out. Maybe a headset.
Right. Let me try
maybe.
something else. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll come back around to you. And then we have all the way from Copenhagen. We have Åsa. I say all the way. Some of you watching might be from Copenhagen, so may not be all the way. We have Åsa Söderman. Hi.
Hi. I'll say hi. I have audio problems at my end. It's echoing, but it could be my computer. Hello, everyone. I'm going to see if I can start over. Is it echoing?
Okay, don't worry. I hear the echoes. We'll figure it out. We've got plenty of time to figure it all out. So thanks for being here late at night. Okay, let's see. Let me hear myself. All right, we'll figure all this stuff out. What's everybody pointing to? I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Okay, got it. All right, next up we have.
I was trying to poke Casapinka.
Oh, behave. Okay, Casapinka made it. Are you here? Can we hear you? You're in the eye of the storm.
I didn't want to sit next to her. That was my issue. I knew I was going to be sitting next to her. Yeah, I found an office to sit in. Sorry, we have like no electricity almost, but I found a place. This is my beautiful background. My sexy bookcase.
I'm just
Great.
so happy
Hi, everyone.
you're here with your sexy bookcase. Yeah,
Thank
there's a huge
you.
storm where Bronwyn lives. There's a huge storm and 500,000 people out of power, and she's been running all over the place trying to find somewhere with Wi-Fi for the last 3 hours, I think. Yeah.
No, just an hour and a half. I was trying to get a hold of people, but like, it's funny because we didn't have much cell service, and then you can get Wi-Fi, and suddenly like life is really different. We're like one outage away from like having to like talk to people next to you. Anyway, but I knew you were going to put me next to her. I knew it.
Yeah, that was our plan. Well, Gigi didn't want to be next to you, so we had to figure something out.
Oh, I didn't even see you, Gigi. You're under my Dropbox is full sign. Sorry. Okay, well, I'm good. I'm going to be quiet now.
You got to go next, Gigi.
Right. Vincent said it perfectly. The picture that you had for this had me on one side and her on the other. He was like, you can't even put them next to each other in the picture. I said facts, complete facts. Hello, everyone. Bronwyn, I'm glad you guys are safe, but.
We were kind of thinking that it might have been Sharon's doing. Like maybe you've been getting too much attention, Bronwyn, and maybe Sharon like somehow caused this to happen. Like
she's already in friggin' Facebook jail. I don't know what more we can do. Friggin' cat.
We're glad we found a workaround for you to get on today. So thank you. Okay, let's see. We've got a couple to introduce before we get into the trivia and the fun. So we've got Jennifer Berg from Native Knitter. Hi, Jen.
Hi. So happy to be here with all you guys. It's so like nice to see everyone's like smiling faces and all the yarn. It feels good to see you guys again.
Good to see you too. Yeah, it's like at the end of our Knit Stars Masterclass, after we release everybody's workshops, we always do a couple live Q&As, and they're like this, but even on steroids. They're really, really fun. So it's always my favorite to see everybody face to face like this, almost face to face, right? So thank you for being here. And let's see, we've got Nina Machlin Dayton. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Happy to be here to see everybody
here. And you're joining us from
Western Massachusetts, the beautiful Pioneer Valley, where we got the same storm as Bronwyn, but not as bad. So
yeah, we're glad.
It's very wet, but we have power. So
yeah. Oh, let's see here. I've got a notice that says the studio, someone's trying to enter, but the studio is full. You can probably see that, Teresa, behind the scenes. It's probably, let's see here. I need to get my screen bigger. All right. And then is that Tammy down in the corner? Who's that down in the corner? Let me get full screen. Yes, that's Tammy. Hi, Tammy, from season 2. Tammy from Wing and a Prayer Farm.
Sorry, now I figured out unmute. Okay. Hi there. Yeah. So Nina, you're in Western Mass. We're not far apart because I'm in Southwestern Vermont. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Where in Western Mass are you from? Because I'm from the Berkshires.
Oh, I'm from Hampshire County, just outside Northampton.
Oh yeah, my daughters went to school at Mount Holyoke and
yeah,
trekking back and forth. And I used to live on the Mohawk Trail on Route 2 in
sure.
little tiny town called Drury, a mountain town. But now I'm here in Southwestern Vermont, and it's cold. And I'm in the back. I'm dying, and so I have to tend, and I can't leave them, or else I'll get like some spots, and I don't want that to happen. So I thought, well, I could do this out here because I have Wi-Fi, if you don't mind, and hang out with you guys.
I think that's perfect. We've had, as long as they know to behave, we've had those unruly sheep before that kept interrupting us.
Oh my gosh. You know what's going on today? My alpacas, they're like back and forth. And the fuel oil guy was just here fixing my furnace. And he's like, are they supposed to be like that? I was like, yeah, they come, they go. So you might see some unruliness. You might.
Yes. All right. We're going to talk about our unruly animals. They've gotten especially unruly in season 6. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. So, but I'm glad you're able to join us. And somebody asked about Felix, and Felix had planned to be here. And actually we picked this time so that we could have Åsa and have our UK stars present. And then Felix had something come up last night, realized that she had double booked herself and can't be here. But she will be on the live Q&As in season 6. So maybe we can get another separate live together with Felix. She's been posting a lot on her Instagram and stories as she's gotten everything ready. She said her handout has turned into a full-fledged book. So, which I'm not surprised if you know Felix. she's got a lot to say, and I'm really excited for you guys to see. I'm so excited to release all the workshops. It's like sitting on the best Christmas presents ever, and having to wait, for 9 months until we release it out into the world. So I can't wait. I did want to let everyone know we are going to play some trivia here in a bit. And if it's a pretty simple trivia. If you've been watching the free preview videos we put out for the first time this year, we were so excited about how the movies, the lifestyle documentaries we produced with each star had turned out. We did slightly edited versions and put them out for a free preview. And those are still up at knitstars.com through tomorrow. When signups close at midnight Pacific tomorrow night. But they are up, so you can go watch those and get a sense of all these stars, where they live. And if you have been watching them, a lot of that is where we're going to draw our trivia questions from. So with a couple tougher ones thrown in there just to make sure we keep it tough. But we also, so here's what we're going to do. I've got a bunch of the yarn from season 6. So yarn is an optional part of Knit Stars, but each star pairs with a dyer, an indie dyer, and they come up with a custom color and often a custom kit that's exclusive to Knit Stars and goes with their class. And so I'm actually in Florida right now, but I normally live in Tulsa, and they shipped me a whole box. Our team back in Tulsa shipped me a whole box of all the kits. I have a lot of them sitting here next to me. I actually did an unboxing of all of them on Instagram. So if you guys haven't seen that, it's on our Facebook pages and stuff. You should go watch it and go follow all these dyers. I'm not going to dive super deep into the yarns today because we kind of already did that. I want to talk about the workshops. But I have the yarn with me, so I figured that would be great for trivia prizes. Don't you guys think that would be good for trivia prizes? Yes? You guys like yarn? Yeah? Most of you? Probably all of you? So I have the kit sitting here. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do trivia questions. Our team is going to try to catch the first person who answers it, and that's who will win the prize. And we will follow up and get your shipping address so we can get your prize to you. We're also going to do one totally random prize at the end that will be drawn from the comments from the whole entire webinar. So we're going to choose one winner. So please stay engaged and comment throughout as we go through and ask stars questions and stuff too, because it's way more fun if y'all are engaging. So let's see. How about we go ahead and start with the first. Oh, I do want to say, like, in addition to Felix, there are several other Knit Stars in season 6 who couldn't be here today. We have Jeanette Sloan, Kay Fassett, and Brandon Mabley, Amba O'Brien. I think it's like 1 a.m. in Australia or something. Jackie Fink and DWJ, Dana, and of course Jelly Bean, the other the other diva in the bunch, Jelly Bean, her rescue Chihuahua. And a lot of you guys have been asking about Jackie, so I wanted to give you an update because we weren't able to film her workshop for a really long time because she lives in Sydney, Australia, and they were locked down. And we were able to finally film it just the last couple of days. So we think we're going to be able to release it pretty close to the end of all the other workshops. So we're really excited about that. And that yarn that goes along with her workshop that was so delayed finally arrived in the literally yesterday. It arrived and we started to package it up. We shipped everybody's yarn who ordered in our first wave earlier this spring. We had our first yarn sale and we've shipped everything. But if you didn't have that KPC yarn, that's why it was delayed. So we're getting ready to ship that out. So all of that's finally come together. Things usually work out, but it was a little bit of a nail biter. So I've got all this yarn here. So let's go ahead and you guys ready for trivia question number 1? Get ready, get your keyboards lined up, and here we go. So the first question is, all right, we're all familiar with Casapinka's head of security, or most of us are. Her name is Sharon the cat. Who are the other 2 cats on the company payroll? You have to name both cats to be eligible for the prize, and do that in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to try to follow the chat and see if I see the answer in here. Yeah, more yarn. Yeah, more yarn. Oh, there's one. I see. Yep. I see one. Mary. Looks like Mary is the winner. I'll let the team confirm. Yes. Mary is the winner. Okay, Mary, you're going to win a Casapinka kit. We sold out in the first round of Casapinka's yarn for her new Sushi and Snark design that's going to be featured in Knit Stars season 6. And so this is a kit. We had 3 other dyers create kits for her piece because it was so popular. So this is a Dream in Color. This is from Dream in Color Smooshy Cashmere kit for Sushi and Snark. So that's what you win, Mary. Congratulations. Okay, so fun to see the video thing. Who knew that? Which of you stars knew that? Who knew the answer? Raise your hand. Nobody. I didn't know either. How I had to learn was I thought that Sharon was one of the other ones, and I labeled her wrong when I was editing the videos, and Bronwyn very quickly corrected me. So I think, did she drop off? We may have lost her again with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully she's able to kick back in. So, okay, I've got probably 10 trivia questions to ask, but I want to get to hearing from the stars. So I have a number of questions I'd like to hear from several of you with these questions. My first one is, people always ask us this, and I think it's really helpful to hear directly from the stars. We all kind of, from time to time, will have imposter syndrome as a knitter. I think we think we're not as good as other knitters. So my question is, who among you had butterflies before the Knit Stars crew showed up to film your workshop? So, yes. Oh, many hands. Okay, let me start with Lewis, because I know you can't be very long with us, Lewis. You might have to run early. Tell us how you felt.
Oh my God. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Super nervous for weeks. Actually, a month before we started filming, I kept going over my notes. I kept like rewriting everything that I wanted to teach. And like a friend of mine was just like, you need to stop. You're overthinking. I think you're going to be fine. But in my mind, I'm obviously my worst critic. And so I just wanted to make sure that I was going to do this the best way possible. You know, after seeing all the workshops, I was like, oh my gosh, this is intense. And it is. But at the end of it all, like, I'm just glad the way it turned out. When you sent me the videos to review, I was like, okay, it wasn't bad. It was actually really good. And you guys did an excellent job, I have to say. Like, you know, Brad was just amazing. And, you know, just how he just knows. I mean, he's in the game, so he knows what he's doing. And, you know, he knew I was nervous the whole time. He's like, you got this the whole time. And, you know, thank God for him, you know, and I think it turned out the way it should have. So, yeah, I definitely had butterflies to the very end. Are
you serious? I could not tell it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You don't even know. Like, I I had to stop. All right, stop. Let's do that over. Like I was being my own director the entire time. And he's like, don't worry about it. We'll edit it. We'll edit that out. Just keep going. And I was like, all right. But yeah.
Sarah, our editor, is a genius. We like to just not script anything and just roll with it. So it's as real as we can be, you know?
Yeah.
So I think your realness came through.
Thank you.
I love your project, and I really, really love seeing Brooklyn from your point of view.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I've been there many, many times, but just seeing it from your vantage point, it was just really, really cool.
It's so funny you bring that up real quick. But one of my goals was to highlight. I call it the soul of Brooklyn. There's a soul that exists in Brooklyn, and I really wanted the viewers to see that from my point of view. And that to me was really, really important for the lifestyle video, in which I tell you, I cried. I cried when I saw it because it just brought back, like, when you're filming, when you're behind the camera, you're so nervous that you forget what you say. And after it was all edited and you guys sent it to me, I was like, exactly what I wanted to show. So bravo.
Yeah, well, it all started with you. It was you.
Thank you.
I think I hear feedback when I'm talking. So Teresa, let me know if I need to do something to minimize that. I'm not sure where it's coming from. And we lost Bronny because it severed the signal again. So she's trying. They keep trying, but they keep having trouble because, again, everybody. And there's Vincent is back. Hey, Vincent. I was going to ask you. Vincent's popping in and out. Wi-Fi is not behaving today. But okay, Gigi, I saw your hand up too, and I don't know if anyone really believes that you were nervous. Like we were all saying, you never seem to take a bad picture. It's like perfect lighting follows you everywhere you go. So, I mean,
Okay.
really?
Is this going to be a group effort? Adella, you want to chime in? Listen, first of all, you know how many times I told you no, that I'm not a knit star. Like I know what knit stars are, and I have no idea why you want me. And then from watching everybody, I live in a small apartment. I'm like, I don't have no fancy house for y'all to record in. Like this is not me, And I kept telling Adella, I can't do this. Like I'm embarrassed. Like I can't. And I talked to Felicia. I said, can I do it at the shop? And she was like, sure, you could do it downstairs in the Airbnb. You could whatever you need, So that's what I wound up doing because imposter syndrome, facts, whatever you want to call it, I wasn't comfortable having them come in my apartment. And then Gunner is Gunner. I'm just going to leave it at that. So, coming in here and filming was just not an option. And I kept trying to talk myself out of why I should be a part of this, and I God bless Shelly every day that I think of her, and Adella can confirm, because there was times where I was like in tears. I'm like, Adella, I can't do this. Like, I'm not Stephen West. I'm not Lewis. I can't come up with a pattern. What am I going to teach people? Like, I was just so in my own way about it. And when I tell you, Lewis mentions Brad, Shelly came to my recording, and every time I felt like I was stumbling or I wasn't saying enough, she would ask just the right question to pivot me in the right direction. And the first little cuts that I saw when they came back, I was like, that's me. I said that. Wow. Like I was like, Adella, Shelly said, don't show nobody. I'm not Adella. I just was blown away. So I say to anybody, for me, if I'm not nervous, if I'm not scared, I know I'm gonna screw it up because I'm lazy. I'm just whatever, right? But my nerves, I think, show up because I want the best of me to show up. And literally, I was about to throw up every day. I would dance and make them dance to kind of just shift my feelings because I was like, that don't even make no sense. Why did I say that? It was just. And to the very end, like it wasn't even like he started recording and then we were outside in the backyard, and why every plane on the face of the earth wanted to go fly over, and Brad would be like, okay, Gaye, stop. And then he would look up. He's like, go ahead, stop. Because it was just like, so we had to battle with the elements. And again, if you wasn't behind the scenes, you would have never known that any of that happened, because they take what we see as hiccups and fears and our insecurities and turn it into this perfectly polished, like she said, I like the term they're using now, masterclass. It's like, I look at it, I'll be like, Adella, that was me. I did that. I said that. That was me. So yeah, I'm yet to talk to anyone that's done it. And I was lucky when I first started. Some the ladies from Modern Daily Knit, they reached out to me and said, you got this. If you have any questions, you need help. Like all the previous stars before me were also accommodating and so willing to just like, we felt the same way, you know, because you look at people like a Stephen West, or, you know, you look at a Brooklyn boy, you know, we everybody is set up on these pedestals and we automatically say, I can't do that. Like, I'm not that. And then when she said, you need a yarn person, I know Adella's schedule. I know how hard she worked. I also know I wanted Adella. I was like, ooh, how this gonna work out? Let's see. Hey, Adella, you think you could dye up a couple thousand skeins for me in your spare time? But yeah, absolutely nervous. And I still, like, I don't push it. I don't, because I'm still like, when I get feedback, still now, it's a year later, people say, I finally watched it, Gigi, and I didn't think I would get anything out of it. But my God, I'm so glad that you did it. And, you know, I still have those insecurities. So I think it's normal.
It's
really
nice because you keep hearing, I'm so glad you did do it. And you finally said yes after the first 10 no's. You said, oh, but can you? But can you?
She would not let go. I anybody in the audience that you ever wind up, listen, say no and change your number, change your emails, like disappear, because she's not letting go.
Hush, I'm muting you now.
She's not letting go.
I just really appreciate you sharing it, because I think you're right. Everybody puts people on a pedestal, and you know, and we do that with our knitting too. Like, we think our knitting's not good enough. I don't want people to see it. They'll see all the mistakes.
Yep.
Look at this. This is great. Oh, we're getting some good comments. And people, I don't know if you've been watching, but there's been all kinds of orange love in the chat while you were talking. So now I am curious, though. That does beg a point. Now, after this, I'm going to go to another trivia question. But Adella, were you nervous before you did your cameo with Vincent? I knew you were going to say no.
I wasn't. Vincent, and you know, I don't say this because he asked me to come and do this with him, but you know, I've known Vincent for a few years now, and he's like family, you know, and it's felt that way from the very beginning. So it was just like sitting down, you know, having a conversation about a craft with a cousin. And it's hard for you to look bad with Vincent next to you. Like, Vincent just makes everyone around him, you know, whatever it is you're doing or approaching, he just makes it look that much better. Like, we were joking when we were filming about his words, like his use of like words in the English lexicon, his voice, he should have been a therapist. His voice is therapeutic. He makes you feel good. He makes you calm. So it really wasn't, I didn't feel nerves. And then I had my husband there and Lola was there. So, you know, I'm surrounded by people that I know and I love. And so it's like, okay, let's just sit down and, you know, have this conversation. He's down here. I see his comment.
Yep.
Yeah.
He came to the YouTube chat. My Wi-Fi is continuously fighting. Well, so he's here. He's here. He hears it. So this is great. Yeah.
No,
and I totally agree with you. There's something about his presence. It's just a very magical presence. It's very soothing. I think is a reason he does what he does. And it's actually our next trivia question, so I'm trying not to give it away. But, you know, there's just something. I mean, the way that Lola just runs up to him and just like, you can tell kids want to be in his presence, just people want to be in his presence. And he teaches a pretty complex thing. His workshop is one of the more complex that we have, I would say, this season. He's kind of worked out some really unique, genius ways to deal with cables in multiple colors and crochet cables and knit cables.
I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know. I've learned so many things about people that I have been following, people that I have been friends with. Like, I talked to Gigi literally maybe 2-3 times a day, right?
Mhm.
And I sat down and watched her class, and I'm like, well, I never knew about that app. I never knew about this. I never knew I could do this. Like, and same thing with Vincent. Like, I'm here doing this module with him and had no clue about like his creative process and what he came up with. Had zero clue.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We don't, even when you're friends with people, even when you follow them, even when you even take classes in person, you can't really get, it's the depth, the format lets you get to the depth, right?
Yes.
And I think people are very intentional. We try to be very intentional with our stars to pick a subject matter that they're not planning to teach a lot in other venues, right? I mean, so yeah, he does a really complex topic, and yet he makes it feel so utterly doable. He just 5 minutes with him, you feel like you can do anything. You can do anything. Yeah, go ahead and steek that sweater, like
whoa,
you're fine.
Right. Whoa, buddy.
Whoa.
Whoa. No,
Exactly.
I think I could if Vincent was there. So, all right. Well, so that's our next crocheted cables. Yeah, exactly. And when I've seen crochet cables before, I didn't like how they looked, I'll be honest, compared to knitted cables, but he came up with a way to do it that's really, it's very intuitive, and they are beautiful. I mean, they're different and in some ways more beautiful than the knitted ones. So I think people are going to be really inspired by that. But okay, so that brings to the next trivia question. Here we go, because we were right up against the edge of it. In his free preview video, okay, y'all ready to type? Here we go. What did Vincent say he wanted to be when he grew up? And there's kind of a couple answers to this, but Adella sort of touched on it. Vincent's voice is a big hug. That is so true, Tracy. I love that. Yep, that's it. Okay. We got 2 answers. They're basically the same. Did you catch that? The accurate one is the equine therapist. Whoever said equine therapist first is he talked about how his original dream was to be a vet, and then he honed it into equine therapist. Who got it? Lisa, Melchior? I have my screen really reduced. So Lisa, you're the winner. Okay. I think the appropriate price of this should be the kit for Vincent's workshop, which is, let's see here. Maybe not. Do I have that one handy? Oh, I don't have that one in my pile. And actually, I think it's sold out, that original one. So I better hang on to it just in case. So we're going to make this one the kit for Amba's shawl, for Amba O'Brien's shawl, which is dyed by Moondrake. Fabulous. Let me get it where it looks pretty when I show it to you guys. I love these colors together. So there's 3 skeins of Moondrake in her soft fingering base, and there's a raw gold lipstick and pink pixies, which is a multicolor, really pale speckle. So you win that prize. We will make sure and follow up and get your info. Probably private message through Facebook is going to be the way to go. Or actually, the best thing for the winners, just to make really sure we get your correct info, is to email into hello@knitstars.com. Well, yep, she just posted that. Email hello@knitstars.com to claim the prize, and we'll arrange all the shipping and everything for you. Awesome. Okay, a lot of people knew that, or variations of it, which is awesome, because that means you guys have been watching the free videos, so that's cool. All right, let's see. Next. Oh, I got another trivia question. We'll just go right into the second one. So this is a little tougher one, because this is for you diehard Knit Stars fans. If you were paying attention during our recent Knit Stars flagship store grand opening, where we debuted an entire wall of Lola Bean yarn, including 2 new lines, Cool Beans and Dream Beans, Adella on that live said, if she had her own way, what color would the entire Lola Bean yarn wall have been? Type your answers. She said it in an edgy way, but we'll give the first person who gets close. And if you know Adella, you can, yep, I think, who's our winner? I see a bunch of you getting it. Who's the winner, Teresa? The chat's going too fast for me to give the answer. I'm looking for one in this colorway. That can be our next one. Doop, doop, doop. Yes? Who was it? Let me blow this up so I can see. is it Lori Berkeley? Yeah, you're the winner, olive green. And the actual way that she put it was 50 shades of green.
Can we highlight Carla? Where's Carla? Yeah, because I want to send something to Carla because she remembered word for word the 50
Did she
shades.
say 50 shades of
She
green?
did.
Okay,
I
all
want
right.
to send Carla something. So can we highlight her?
Sure, yeah, because that was the actual true full answer, but olive green is the secret, Now I don't have Adella yarn with me, so this is gonna be the closest. I'm gonna say this kit from Felix. Felix developed 3 kits with John Arbon. And this is one of them. I mean, there's 36 colors total in between the 3 palettes that Felix created with this. This is like the paint by numbers kit with John Arbon. And my personal favorite thing was that Felix, she developed these cool little, it's got a really cool tag in conjunction with them. And this is the Georgia O'Keeffe set. But she also said, can I make pins? Can I develop enamel pins to go with my class? And so each set that she's got has its own little color wheel enamel pin to go with. So that's pretty cool. So you will win that. So be sure and email us at hello@knitstars.com. That's one of the 3 sets that Felix has for her cowl. And if you haven't seen the cowls yet, make sure you look at her Instagram. It's Knitsonic, KNITSONIK. Vincent's back. Hi, Vincent. And hello. I like how the squares shift, just like Hollywood squares, you know? And anyway, she's developed the cowl for her workshop. The way that she interpreted the color of these 3 female artists into her piece is just, it's a really cool mind shift. It's really going to expand your mind and how you think about color when you watch her workshop. So, hi, Vincent, you're back. You made it. Can we hear you?
Hello. Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Welcome back. All right.
Thank you.
I got another question for the stars. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to shift around a little bit because we're getting this question in the chat. What is everybody working on right now? I'd like to know what's on your needles or your hook. Let's see. Let me ask Nina. We haven't really talked yet much. Nina, what are you doing? What's on your needles? Oh, unmute.
Always a bunch of hat designs inspired by vintage kinds of styles. And also a cowl. I'm actually at the moment as we speak knitting on a cowl that kind of uses, this is one of the techniques that we go over in my workshop for Knit Stars. So this is a cowl that was based on a fairy tale story that has a woman going under the sea with a golden net to catch a fish. So that and vintage inspired hats always, because history and knitting are very combined for me.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Let's see. Also, what do you have on your needles? You look like you're knitting, I think. Oh, unmute. Here, let me unmute you. I got you.
Okay, which needles?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
in your lap right now.
I mean, I have like 5 different stripe projects. Right now I'm knitting because it's gray and drizzly and kind of, well, we still have autumn leaves here, but still I'm on a yellow face. I have like yellow silk, golden this, and I'm trying to knit something which I always do to relaunch a pattern from my book that is now old. So that's one of the projects. I'm doing this kind of thing for a collection that I have ongoing right now. Kind of, it's a British yarn, which is tricky now that they are, Brexit people. Yeah, I knit lots of things, basically. That's it.
All the things, all the time.
All sweaters and 1 pair of gloves.
All sweaters, huh? Yeah. So people, your cigarette, did I pronounce it right? Was I close? Your workshop from season 5 is still one of the most popular ever. I think it really frees people up to think about sweaters in a different way.
Can I say now, that I have the mic on, that the Knit Stars class is one of the best things I have ever made. And I wanted to now I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Brooklyn Boy is over there, and Gigi is up there. What they were saying about filming and all of that. Can I say something about that now, or is that
You can say whatever you want. Okay. Yes.
I loved it. I was super nervous, but not because I thought everybody else was so damn good, which they were, and everybody is. I mean, I'm so taken with people's classes and how well they share what they know. I just had this enormous urge to share a passion that I have. So I was just worried that I'm camera shy. I don't like to be in front of the camera. So I didn't know how that would work. But the photographers, I didn't have the Brad experience, which I'm very sad about. But the Danish photographers they were amazing. I mean, two men who probably could not care less about knitting. And, me, like a 60-year-old lady, they were used to doing all sorts of filming, fashion shoots and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to hate doing this. But they were so patient and so good, and they knew nothing about knitting, but and I didn't have you there, Shelley, which I had hoped, like Gigi said, just to pose the perfect question when you sort of wonder, is this getting across? Am I making sense here? Because there's no response, just talking into that camera. But I was imagining my students in knitting classes. So I was really thinking about, I'm now talking to, Sarah and Kathleen and whoever, and talking to them. And that made it, for me, come alive. So, and then Brad and the team, of course, edited into this fantastic thing. I just love that video, or those videos. So,
yeah, your shot of riding down, the streets of Copenhagen in your
bike. See, that's what they came up with. They were tireless. I was like, oh my God, it's now been like 12 hours. Oh, let's get a bike.
That became like the iconic shot.
Okay, let's do that.
Season, yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of trust to put your hands, yourself in the hands of cinematographers that way. And there's so many things going through your head. But
they have a certain mindset. I mean, I think they must be born with patience, but then also there's lots of waiting around.
Yes.
Because they just have to film and film and film. And I'm thinking, this must be so tedious. But they never made me feel like I was tedious, even though I am. I know I am.
You're not tedious. I just think
12 hours. Yeah. If you spend 12 hours with me, just you wait.
I hope to before too long. Nina says you're wrong, because I think Nina has spent 12 hours with you. So we found Nina through you, actually. So still grateful for that.
Yeah. So I'm so glad to see these other I can't wait for your classes. I mean, the new season. I signed up in May for that, and I'm really looking forward to doing. I had no idea there was something like equestrian therapies, for example. Yes. And I can't wait to see this cable technique and I'm just so excited to take the classes. Can't wait.
Oh, and people are asking what your Instagram handles are. So, Åsa, do you want to tell people what your Instagram is? We'll do that too when we go through.
Åsa. I mean, my name that is on the screen there, but without the space and without the hello.
Easy. Thank you. Okay, Jen, what are you working on right now? I always want to make everything you make. So, what's on your needles?
Can you hear me good? We're good? I'm actually working on, it's called the Porty cardigan. It's by Gudrun Johnston.
Nice.
And I just steeked it, and I just put the button band on. Like I'm nearing the end. Like I just finished the button band while we were hanging out. So I'm like, I'm really excited because the weather in New Mexico is getting chilly, and we're all like bundling up. I'm wearing flannel today, so I'm like, can't wait to wear my wool sweater. But in October, I like made sure to like take time to like make other designers like patterns and stuff, because as a designer you just start like so consumed with all the things that you're doing, and you forget that like there's so many other people's patterns out there. And like for me, I was like, oh, I want to do a project that's like completely wool, like Shetland wool, and then like steek it and do all of the techniques. And so it was just, I was like, I need to focus and do something like this. So
you do that every year? You work on other designers' things?
I try to take at least a month to like really focus on either a different craft altogether, like last season I was doing some weaving, like Navajo weaving, so I took a class. It was all virtual, which was hilarious, but did that, and then this season I'm just working on other people's projects. So
I love
I
that.
try to like get away a little bit, but still be doing crafting or something similar to what I love, like doing color work.
Yes, and I love your color work. I just made your sheep camp sweater, as you know.
Yeah.
It was a grand opening, but your piece in season 6, using the farmer's daughter's yarn. I have that kit here next to me too. In fact, maybe I can give that one away next, possibly. If I can find it. I think it fell off my pile. I love the colors that you put together for that, and and then just the story that you tell around it, and how you interpret your heritage into the pieces that you do. So I think people are going to love that.
It was really cool, like being able to, so I filmed here in my home in Albuquerque, and then we did the workshop here, and then we went back to the reservation and did like the lifestyle stuff. And it was really awesome because my family like believes that I'm working hard and that I'm doing like creative things and stuff, but they didn't realize to the extent or the level of what I'm doing. And so it was like really cool to have my dad like in our family store where we did like the interview, my dad's standing there like watching me do an interview on a camera, and he's like, you can just tell like he's just beaming, like, oh my gosh, like not only is she like doing what she loves, but she gets to like also bring it back to the reservation, and people get to see like our family business. And so it was just like my whole family, you could tell like I leveled up in like what they thought I was doing a little bit, which was like amazing. And I was like so proud of myself. And then with the shorts, like the previews, like my dad was like crying during the video when I showed him, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just so, and just like how magical, like it's just movie magic, right? Like it just, like the way he edited everything in the moment. We were just on a hike, like walking around and talking and stuff, but like what you guys see, like how he put it together, and the way he's told the story. I had Dan, but the way he told the story, it was so like cinematic, and like the sun's coming up, and my headband's called the sunrise headband, so like we incorporated the sunrise, and it was just really cool. Like I'm sitting on the top of my grandma's land. There's like this peak, and it's called in Navajo, it's called the horse lookout. And so it's like if you lose your horses or your sheep, you run up there so you can find your sheep. And so we're sitting up there, and it's a good hike, and we're sitting up there, and my dog's running around, and then my husband comes up, and we're just sitting there enjoying the sunrise. And it was just like so beautiful, and I just couldn't believe that I got to be a part of this at all. So yeah, I loved it. It was so wonderful, and it like meant a lot, not to just like me, but to like my whole family, to like have Navajos represented, to have my family a part of it. It was just wonderful.
You hadn't shared a lot of that with me, so I could just listen to you talk all day. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think that comes through. I think if people have watched the free preview, they know it is like it is cinematic magic, because the whole thing, Dan Walker, who was the videographer, he was the original videographer for all of season 1, and has stayed in some form or fashion all along. And he wanted that feeling. He wanted you to feel like you start almost in the dark, and then the sun comes up, you know? So you actually are one of our you came real close to giving away your trivia question. So let's do your trivia question next before we do give it away. This is another hard one. If you had to be paying attention, you might want to have it queued up and be ready to answer the question, because it was only visible in a sign in Jen's preview video. But what's the name of her family's store on the Navajo reservation? What is the name of the family store? And this will be for, if I can find the kit, I think I may have to get up and look for it. Hang on. Let's see. I thought I had it right here. Oh, here we go. A mountain of yarn sitting next to me.
I don't know if anyone's going to get this. It's my family's like name, like also. And it's
Navajo. Oh, they're just guessing. Dads, this is great. I love the guesses. This is awesome. So
My dad's
yeah, if you go over to knitstars.com, you can watch the preview video real quick. We may have to let this one happen in the background, and we'll go to another preview question in the meantime. This is the colorway, the kit that was created by Farmer's Daughter, Candace at Farmer's Daughter Fibers for Jen's workshop. It's so beautiful. It's this gorgeous, like peachy, sunsetty color. It's called, let's see, In a Jam. And then a really soft kind of gray, green, blue called Romance. And then Bear Gulch, the kind of rusty colorway. So if you've seen the headband Jen's wearing in that, there's plenty of yarn here. Like you probably make like 3 headbands, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you can make a
lot of yarn to make something bigger. Look, there we go. We have a winner. We have a winner. Cheese Indian store. Yes. And who? Let's see. Can y'all read it? Let me make it big so I can read it out loud. There we go. Liz Lindow. Congrats, Liz. You win this kit. So email hello@knitstars.com. How about another trivia question? One more real quick before we hop to the next. I want to know what everybody's making, actually. Another trivia question. I've got one about Nina. So what is the name? How does Nina help up-and-coming designers get their voices and their voices heard and their designs seen? She does a specific thing every year. Who knows? And this will be for the kit for Nina's workshop, which cannot be missed. The very colorful Triskaidekaphilia kit from Wonderland Yarns. Did someone answer it yet? I felt like that was kind of an easy one.
Somebody said it.
Did somebody say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm afraid to say which one in case they weren't the first one, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So do we have a winner, Teresa? The thing about this kit that's so amazing, it's not, I was saying when I showed the yarn in the unboxing that I learned 7 new techniques just watching Nina's workshop. You learn 16 techniques in this cowl that you're going to make with her. Let's see. There's the winner. No, we don't have it yet. Yes, Patty?
Yeah.
Is Patty the winner of this one? Okay. Yes, the Indie Gift Along on Ravelry. So you're going to win this amazing kit, which is 13 skeins and beads. It comes with the beads because there's sections that are beaded. So it comes with the beads in the kit. So you guys went seriously all out on the kits this year. So tell us, Nina, can you tell people who don't know about it what that is? What's the Gift Along?
Well, it's an event that runs from sort of mid-November through the end of the year where we get together usually about 250 to 300 indie designers, and we all put our 10 to 20 of our patterns on sale for a week, and we have 8 cowls, crochet and knit-alongs. We give away about 2,000 codes for free patterns. We have about 200 grand prizes of yarn and books and stuff. And basically it's a chance to get together and interact with a lot of the up and coming people in the indie design world. And it's so much fun. And it's all about designers supporting each other as opposed to promoting ourselves. We try to reach out and lift each other up so that people can really get seen and heard. And so come and knit or crochet along with us and meet some exciting new designers and some well-known ones. We've had some of the people here today have participated in that event. So we'd love to have you join us. It's just 6 weeks of fun. So.
And I love this. So Åsa was the one, each year we ask our current stars who they think we should have in next year's Knit Stars Masterclass season. And we ask our owners as well, the customers. But Åsa, well, she didn't give us just one. She gave us a bunch because that's Åsa's style, right? She doesn't just give us just one. But Nina, you were at the top of that list, and she said, number one, she will never promote herself. She's always helping lift other people up. And number two, she said, if I could take a class from anyone in the world, it would be hers. It's amazing how much she knows about
coming from her. That's a great compliment. Thank you.
I know.
I'm really impressed. I love teaching. I mean, I love I love passing on what I know to somebody else so they can pass it on to somebody else. I mean, I think the reason that the gal was such a good fit for me is that this sort of notion of passing things on and lifting each other up is just, that's why I love what Gigi does, because I just see her every day reaching out and supporting people and making them feel good about themselves. And I mean, that's such a remarkable gift to give anybody. So, yeah. So I was thrilled to be a part of this. I cannot tell you how.
I predict, Nina, that your workshop is going to be one that people go back to and back to and back to because there's 16 techniques in there that you can apply, and you're great about telling people how they can apply it in any kind of context. So
that's the thing.
Pretty blown away.
It's one thing to do it in the cowl, but these are techniques that you can add into any project really that you're doing. They work in so many different ways. So you can level everything up a little with some color.
Awesome. Thank you. I was just about to ask Tammy what she's working on, but she dropped off. Maybe she'll be back on here in a second. But let's see. Vincent, what do you have on your needles or hook right now? What are you working on?
Perfect. And I did see a message from her. She had to go, but she left some info about what she was wearing.
Good.
Which she said she's wearing all Wing and a Prayer Farm in natural dyed colors. The hat is the Smora by Gudrun Johnson. The cowl is Sticks and Stripes by MJ Bucklestone. And the sweater is the Jupiter Crop by Caitlin Hunter.
Wow. Thank you. That's awesome. And that's two people doing the Gudrun Johnson piece, right? So 2 for Gudrun.
Yeah. On my hook, I am currently working on a shawl using that's Lola Bean. So yeah, you can see some cables there. This is the crochet cable technique that I taught in my class, which looks like knitted cables, but it's on a single crochet background. So I'm currently in that phase where you're experimenting and saying, okay, that's not moving at the rate of increase that I like, rip it back and try it again. So that's currently where I am at with my shawl, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So that's what I have on my hook.
You just said you have fun ripping back. See? You see how he makes everything sound fun? He makes it sound doable.
It's sometimes a little frustrating because you feel like I've just done 4 hours of work and that got ripped out in a matter of 30 seconds, but it's okay. It's going to be worth it in the end.
It's okay. It is always worth it. You're so prolific. If people have watched your preview video and seeing, it just blew me away when you said, yeah, the first thing I ever made was this cable shawl. And I'm thinking, oh, that's a lot. And then you go and pull it out. I was like, oh my gosh.
It was like 10 feet long. Yeah.
Most people's like magnum opus, like the pinnacle piece that you would make after knitting for 20 years,
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have like a human to tell me like, oh, this is an approachable beginner pattern, or this is what's difficult. It was just, what are you excited for? What are you inspired by? What's motivating you? And I just let that lead me. And so I hope that many makers allow that to be something that leads them rather than the opinion of others and what your path should be. So hopefully
that's very well put. Very well put. Yeah. Lewis, hey Lewis, what's on your needles?
Sorry, I'm trying to like access the mic here. All right, so I'm working on a new. I'm testing out my new cowl design. So it's a bunch of like slip stitches. I just started working on it. And so when you're designing, I keep like having to go back and undo, and I'm like, oh, this. But yeah, so we're using hedgehog on this. This is my sample. Yeah, so it's a cowl. Slip stitches. I'm like obsessed with slip stitches right now. So like everything is like either slip stitches or mock cables. Using a cable needle. So yeah.
I love it. I actually think let's go real quick to a trivia question that involves you, because I have the hat kit that that Lindsay from Five Borough Yarns designed for your workshop or
Yes.
dyed for your workshop. Fabulous kit right here. And it comes with the patch that Lewis designed to go on the hat, which is the cutest thing. Let me go in front of my camera. 6 for season 6. So here's our next trivia question. Y'all get ready. All right. I think this one's a little bit easy. If you watched, I think this is easy. We'll see. What Broadway/American Idol star shared the picture of Lewis that led to his knitting success, or his big break, if as it were? Who knows? Who wins this kit? Let's see. Vincent, I'm waiting. Oh, there it is. I see one. Peggy G. It's Peggy G first.
Yay, Peggy!
Hey, Peggy G, you win this kit. Good job. I love these people paying really close attention. Better than I do. Oh, I have something on my needles. I'm in Florida, so I don't have sweaters with me, but I put it on. I'm like, oh, I can do this. I'll just put it on needles and just throw it on. I have Caitlin Hunter's Cipolla in our Loops Luxe Royal Light on my needles. This is Royal Alpaca and Silk. And really having fun with this pattern. Looks like a little collar. Okay, what about you, Gigi? What's on your needles?
After working on that cardigan for 4 or 5 months on a US3 needle, I needed some instant gratification. I am doing the simple Swancho. It's in field guide number 18 from Modern Daily Knits. It's by Karita, the owner of Neighborhood Fiber Co. That book is her book full of her patterns, and this brilliant about to burn your eyeballs out orange is called RGO for really good orange, and it was made up for me by Amy of La Bien-Aimée. And this is the Aran base. She sent me a box full of yarn, a box full, all the bases from fingering to DK to mohair to this is the
Surrey
thickest
alpaca.
Right, Surrey alpaca, and then there's a thick one too, right? This is not even the thickest.
That's
this
not
is
the
not the
thickest
heaviest
one.
weight.
No.
I think she sent like I had a yarn store sent me a box full of yarn. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I would suggest doing that because I'm gonna have to give some of it away. I won't live long enough to use it all because she sent me like more than a sweater's quantity of each base. So make sure you follow the orange. What does it say in the Wiz, the yellow brick road? Follow the orange brick road. You might find a pile of orange La Bien-Aimée at the end. But that's what I'm working on. So my goal is to finish this by Monday because Monday is the start of the Knit Collage Fall Knit Along. And Amy finally, I've been participating. How many years now, Adella? 3 maybe. And every time she asks me, I'm like, but where's the orange though? Where's the orange? And she got closer and closer. She did like a rust. But this year, if you have not seen that Joy Bomb orange, which is the name of it, when I opened that box, I literally screamed like, Amy, I'm good now for the rest of forever. Long as you have this orange, it's fabulous. So I'm trying to get through this so I can be prepared to cast on with everybody on Monday. And I'm doing 2. I'm doing the loop it up cardigan that I think is going to be really jazzy in that orange. And then I'm doing the poncho because I love a poncho. So, and both of them are, big needles. Like I'll be finished before the week is out. Like both
those
of them,
will be
if
quick.
I put, effort in. But yeah, so this is like therapy after I went to put it on today. I said I was gonna wear it every day. I said people are gonna get sick of looking at this cardigan. But Adella, please tell them 5 months. Like I've been knitting that. I started that in June and I just finished it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm trying not to sleep in it, but
It's okay if you do. No one's going to say. No one needs to know. I love Adella. Did you write down about to burn your eyes out orange for your next colorway? Yeah, you got that. I want to make sure someone got that. Are you knitting anything right now, or do you possibly have time between homeschooling and dyeing? Do you ever get to?
I get like, a couple of minutes. I try every day, and I'm doing Stephen West's MCal.
Yeah, I saw you actually post the swatch from it.
Yeah, so I've been, little by little. I'm not like pressuring myself to finish when everybody else does, and I've been enjoying that. But other than that, I am knee deep in dyeing yarn, and big packing weekend coming up. Got to get 1,100 orders out the door, so I haven't had much time to knit. And to speak to what Jen was saying, I don't knit with my yarn. I do not knit with my yarn. I don't. The closest I get is maybe a swatch if I want to see, what something looks like. But I always say that knitting with my own yarn is like a home cooked meal, but knitting with another dyer's yarn is like treating myself to a nice dinner. And it always feels like work for me. When it's like when you dye up hundreds and hundreds of skeins and now you want me to sit and work with it, I can't do it. So I'm always like working with somebody else's. So I totally get, and it keeps you inspired, and it keeps you, it spices things up a little bit. So I'm working on my MCal shawl with Amy's yarn, La Bien-Aimée.
Yep.
I
love that. And that makes it, I've not heard you say that. I think that's a perfect analogy. It's different when someone else cooks it for you. Right?
Yeah, and I just like collecting yarn.
I've seen you collect. You're a very discerning collector. And you amplify all the time, lifting up other dyers and designers. And
I cannot dye all the yarn in the world, and I don't want to. And there are so many talented dyers. So many. Listen, we joke. Me and Gigi used to laugh because I said I single-handedly kept the yarn industry afloat during COVID. Like single-handedly, the amount of yarn that I was buying and bringing in, and then like showing, and it's so many different artists and so many different styles, and I love that. I enjoy that. And if you can, what does it cost you to share something? It's not like we're trying to buy Maseratis and BMWs. We're trying to pay for, ballet lessons for our kid or our granddaughter, or, a little anniversary gift for, that type of thing. So if you can share, just share.
Yeah, that's a great point. I noticed Lewis say that in his live. He was like, if you can't afford to buy Knit Stars right now, just share the post so that
I have a giveaway up on my Instagram.
You heard it here.
I purchased 2 season 6 passes, and then I sent the text message over to Shelly and Therese. Hey, I just bought 2 passes. Can you give me 2 more? They were like, no. Certainly.
We were fighting to say who says yes first. So yeah.
They absolutely. I knew they would. Even before I asked, I already knew they would. Because y'all have always been good like that. So there's a little giveaway over at Lola Bean Yarn Co. on Instagram. If things are a little tight, your budget's a little tight right now, 4 people can win a season 6 Knit Stars pass.
Yes,
so, fabulous.
And thank you for doing that. And I just sharing the stars posts about it, so that even if you don't do it for whatever reason, but if you can share it along, then they get more awareness. And it gets, all of this too is just to like someone said, introduce you to these stars, let you get to know these stars, start following them on social. Adella's Lola Bean Yarn Co. Gigi's Gigi Made It. Lewis is Brooklyn Boy Knits. Vincent is Vesuvius Crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Nina Machlin Dayton, all one word, I think. Asa Turcosa, like she said earlier. Jen is Native Knitter. Tammy, that was on here earlier, her Wing and a Prayer Farm Instagram is a hoot and a half. You've got to follow it. There's nothing quite like it. I feel bad I didn't get to ask her very much before she had to hop off. But we did have a trivia question about her. If we want to hit a couple more before we have to wind up, I want to be mindful of everyone's time. We're over the hour mark. But let's see. The one for Tammy, actually, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. So Tammy, during her season, made a video that went pretty viral to talk about her class, and she plays it often. And it gets a reprise because it gets lots of requests. So she was dancing in the video to a certain song. I'm kind of going rogue here with this. Who knows the song that Tammy was dancing to in her Knit Stars video? Okay, this one might take a second, so I'll look for the answers. And then I've got a Gigi trivia question as well. So we'll kind of do a two for whoever answers either one first. I'll give a couple kits away. What was the first thing, and Gigi, you can't answer this. Stars can't answer. What was the first thing that Gigi ever knit? Rose knows everything about Tammy. This is true. I was figuring Rose would hop in on this one. Rose is one of our star guides, who I think is on. Not Jubilee. I'm too sexy. That's a great guess. Really good guess. Oh, now they're coming too fast. Okay, I'm going to have to rely on Teresa to figure out who won what here and our star guides who are watching. We have a group of people called Star Guides who are kind of like ambassadors for Knit Stars and Knit Stars Masterclasses, and they help answer questions because questions happen all the time. We can't be everywhere at once. They are awesome. Shout out to the Star Guides. So, okay, when we have winners for those, I will give away a couple more kits. And let's see. I'm going to remind you guys, signups close tomorrow, Thursday, October 28th. At midnight Pacific for Knit Star Season 6 and the previous seasons on sale. The coupon code for $30 off of Season 6 is Knit Stars 21, all one word, all caps. And the previous seasons are on sale. We are putting Season 1 in the vault after this year. And the reason for that is because we have people that are all-stars. They own all the seasons. And the more we add seasons, the more it could get kind of untenable to become an all-star. So we're putting Season 1 in the vault for a while. It won't be available for a while. So now is a great time to get that. We're also looking at raising the prices next year. We do keep up leveling everything and everybody. We want to pay everyone well. And so we're looking at raising prices next year. So it's a good year to get your library filled out. Did we get answers? I see. Okay, let's see. Hat is the answer. The first thing that Gigi made.
So what happened when she got to the end of the hat? I'll send somebody 3 skeins of Lola Bean. If you know what happened when she was ready to finish her hat. It tickles me so bad. Every time she tells that story, it tickles me to death.
Okay, meanwhile, while we're waiting on that answer, Jamie, I'm going to send you another Casapinka kit. Flash dance is the answer, Julia. Okay. The previous person gets this prize, which is Kim Dye's yarn. I am obsessed with this kit for Casapinka's pullover shawl. She won't let me say poncho, but she's not here, so I can say poncho. This is that set. And then Julia, you're going to get this Koigu pencil box kit that Tayu developed in our new Knit Stars brand colors. And I made my Rising Scarf pattern, which is free inside of Knit Stars, out of this amazing pencil box kit. So we'll send you that, Julia. Yes. And then whoever answers Adella's question, do we have an answer on that one yet? That's a
Rebecca, she pulled the needle. Oh, no. She pulled the needle right out of the hat because she didn't know how to bind off. She thought that was it.
Yep.
Like she was knitting in the round and knitting, and then got to the end and she just pulled all her needles out.
There it is.
Yep.
Nice job, Rebecca. That's like a true Gigi fan that she knows that one. And then what happened? Gigi?
I took it out. I started all over again because the young lady that taught me was at work. And when she got to her desk, I was sitting at her desk like, what am I supposed to do now? She was like, oh my God, I didn't teach you how to bind off because I was rocking and rolling. I came home, I cooked dinner, I sat down. Because I crocheted first. So when you get to the end with crochet, it's done. So I'm like, I had to how many inches? She said, I just pulled. I'm like, okay, I got a hole in the top. That ain't right. So I took it all apart, got it back there. But I was sitting like a good student waiting for my teacher. I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And she was like, oh my God. She always laughs, the woman, Jasmine. She every now and again, she'll pop in on our lives and stuff. And she's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, people don't understand. Like, I'm so proud of you because she was making a hat. Is how it started. To tell you guys the story, I walked past. We both worked at Verizon, and I was like, I'm pointing because she on the conference call. So I wrote on a piece of paper, I want one of them. So she gave me a piece of paper back and told me to go to Michael's and told me what to get. So lunchtime, I ran to Michael. I put it on her desk. She pushed it back. She said, no, you're going to do this. I said, I can't do that. She said, you said you know how to knit. I said, I know how to knit. I don't know how to do that. That day, she taught me how to knit in a round, how to do 2x2 ribbing and seed stitch because the body of it was seed stitch. She just forgot to tell me how to bind off. So I learned all of that in like one setting because she would say, you know, she showed me the ribbon, do this for so many inches, come back. I did it. I came back. She was like, okay, this is called seed stitch. Do this for so many inches. But that took me to the top of the hat and we never got to the closing it part. So she started it.
It's the iconic Gigi bind off where you just
Right.
rip the needle
Rip
out.
it out.
And move on. Somebody take care of that for me. Oh my gosh, such a good story. Okay, I'm going to do one last giveaway and then we'll wind it up. I said I would do a giveaway that's totally at random. We're just going to pick a comment completely at random from all of your comments. You guys have been amazing, engaging, and keeping it fun. So thank you for all your comments. While the team picks a random, I will show you the kit. A random winner. This is Jeanette's, the kit for Jeanette's class, dyed by the Urban Pearl. This yarn is really, this yarn actually, this looks like something you would collect, Adella. I think about, I don't know.
You said we can't answer the questions for these
Right.
and put our name in.
This was like, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
It also comes with beads.
When
Yeah,
you were
hang on.
unboxing, I was watching you. I was watching the unboxing live the
Yes.
other day as you were,
Yes.
and I just unpacked my box from the flagship opening. Like I literally just unpacked everything that I got that I purchased during the opening, and I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get that, and I'm losing my mind. So much good stuff.
That's so funny. I didn't know you thought that, but I looked at this color and I'm like, this looks like it would blend in with the hot loose well. Like it's so, it's got a lot of those same notes. And yeah, like Vincent said, these are very Vincent-y colors too with this rust. And,
Gorgeous.
So this kit is going to go to a winner. Did she already pop it up there? I'm like, bum, bum, bum. This is a random comment or someone who's made a comment that's being chosen at random. Oh, Lizzie Hardy. I guess Lizzie Hardy is the winner.
She's from Down Under, which means she's up at 5 a.m.
Okay, this is the early bird prize. Goes to you, Lizzie. It was worth it. It was worth it. Awesome. Well, you see a couple of our stars had to drop off because we went over the hour. So thank you guys for sticking with us. It's been so much fun. I always love hanging out with you guys. And I really appreciate everyone who took a slice out of your day to be here with us. Make sure you follow everybody on social. Make sure you check out knitstars.com before the free previews go away and share them with your friends too, okay? So they don't miss them before they get taken down. So thank you guys all for being here.
Thank
you. We'll talk
Thanks
soon.
for having us.
You were awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa and team in the background.
Always.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you all.
Rockstar team.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Okay, have a great rest of your day.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Everybody, bye-bye.
Bye.